To sell a lot of your products and services, the first thing you need is a clear, unique selling proposition or USP, which is a statement that explains how your product or service is different from everyone else's. Now, this may seem easy, but it's surprising how few marketers use their USP to help maximize how much they sell. Now, here's a simple test for you. Complete this phrase. My product or service is the only one that, or my product or service is one of the few that. Now, I got an accountant to develop this phrase, and his ability to close sales and win clients suddenly became easier than he ever expected. In fact, he was able to charge a little more than everyone else, and almost no one ever complained. Now, here's what I got him to say to prospects. I'm one of the few accountants who actually worked with the IRS. So I know how to eliminate red flags that the IRS is looking for. And if you ever get audited, I can protect you better than most other accountants because that's exactly what I did when I was in the IRS. Does that make sense? Targeting a specific niche, as we call it, or narrow group of buyers can strengthen your USP or unique selling proposition, making it easier to win awesome clients. For example, when Johnson & Johnson launched Johnson's baby shampoo, they were able to say, what makes us different is ours is one of the few shampoos made specifically for babies. So you know it's safer for your child than just about any other shampoo. Does that make sense? See how this works? Okay. How did Galpin Ford become the largest seller of Ford cars and trucks on the planet? Well, they started by focusing on fleet vehicles, where businesses that buy multiple cars and trucks for their business would actually be their ideal client. They actually invented auto leasing, making it easier for fleets to buy from them. Initially, they were able to say, we invented auto leasing, so we're the only auto dealer that makes it easier to buy your cars and trucks from us. See how being able to use the phrase, we're the only one that, or we're one of the few that can help boost your ability to grow your business? Now, we had a woman who launched a training program for realtors. So we came up with the phrase for her. We're one of the few income coaching programs for realtors. And suddenly, selling became much easier for her. When McDonald's restaurants were launched, they basically launched fast food where you could get your meal in a couple of minutes rather than waiting an hour to get through an ordinary restaurant. With most people having 30 minutes to an hour for lunch, just about everyone had to prepare their own lunch rather than going to a restaurant. McDonald's fast food concept basically solved the problem that most people had. The phrase, we're one of the few fast food restaurants, was transformed into the slogan that they used. You deserve a break today, so get up and get away to McDonald's. We do it all for you. And that helped turn their basic success into an incredible blockbuster. So, what problem is your product or service solving, and for who? Is it clear? Now, here's a surprise for most people. Remember the Got Milk ads and the Milk Mustache ad campaign? From a marketing standpoint, that was actually a crappy failure. Here's a Business Week article that explains it. It's called Got Milked. After a $385 million campaign, sales continue to decline. Now, how could that be? They spent so much money and we saw the ads, and yet sales declined or continued to decline? Well, here's how. Milk sales used to be great. Then came something called lactose intolerance, where some people would get sick or nauseous from drinking milk, something that got heavily promoted, and suddenly milk sales declined more than they ever expected. So they launched the Got Milk and Milk Mustache campaigns. But those campaigns don't even remotely give anyone who doesn't drink milk a reason to start drinking it again. Think about it. If they were able to discover something like how milk is one of the few dairy products that contains enzymes that make its calcium more effective at strengthening your bones, more than many other dairy products, especially for athletes and elderly people suffering from weakened bones. A phrase like that would have generated greater sales by completing the phrase, "We're one of the few that." And by the way, here are two more elements to make your ability to sell easier. First, you want to make your pitch easy to understand. Microsoft offers a product called Copilot. I ask people I know if they understand what Copilot is and how it works. And just about everyone I talk to says they have no clue, even though they've either seen it on their computer or have seen it ads of it. Of course, Microsoft has billions of dollars to promote it. If you have billions, even if you make selling difficult, it might still be successful if you throw enough money at it. But of course, most of us don't. So making our sales pitch easy to understand is critical. And then we want to make the name of our product or service easy to remember. ChatGPT has many competitors, yet few people can mention the names of the alternatives because they mostly have names that are more difficult to remember. And that's why so many marketers are interested in my book, Brain Glue, which is blowing people's minds and making it much easier to come up with product names and sales pitches that make your product or service easier to remember. Names like Gorilla Glue, Famous Amos Cookies, Rocky Road Ice Cream, Pop Tarts, Porta Potty, Coca Cola, PayPal, TikTok, and so much more. Names and pitches that activate people's brain triggers, making it easier to get people to buy whatever you're selling. Check it out at yesbrainglue.com. And if you like this video, please click like, share, and subscribe, and you'll get access to more of the videos that I'm creating to make it easier to grow your business and your income. For now, remember to state your USP or unique selling proposition by completing the phrase, "My product or service is the only one that," or "it's one of the few that," and watch how winning clients can be easier than you ever expected. Enjoy.